I really needed to talk about this topic because I there's no other place for me to do it. I got to do it right here. So the CEO of Sony Pictures, Tony Vinciquerra, hope I'm pronouncing that right, or Vinciquerra, insists, and this is the tweet I'm reading here, insists that Madam Web, and I quote, isn't a bad film. Madam Web underperformed in the theaters because the press just crucified it. It was not a bad film, and it did great on Netflix. I am just really shocked that they are choosing to die on that hill. No matter what, it has been months. It has been months, and they swear that nothing was wrong with Madam Web. I do not understand what's going on in these people's minds. The film was horrible. This is coming from somebody who is a huge fan of comic books, right? And all the entire Spider family. And also someone who just constantly analyzes films and reviews them on this channel. And I'm telling you right now, from both point of views, this movie was bad. It was bad. There was nothing really good about it at all whatsoever, man. Like they got everything completely wrong about how Madam Web works, about how literally how everybody else works. I was happy about the casting. Going up into this, I was looking at everything. I was seeing people, I was like, okay, I can deal with this. I'm happy with the casting. We're seeing like a lot of familiar faces, a lot of happy, members of the Spider family. We're gonna see some pretty cool stuff. I'm super excited about this. This is gonna be awesome. And I really wanted to believe in this movie. I really did. And like, you can go back to the reactions I did with my wife here on the channel. I really wanted to believe in this movie so much. And then the movie came out. And my wife and I decided, hey, for Valentine's Day, let's go watch Madam Web. If you want to see my original thoughts on that, the link is in the description box below. It's up there. It's more of like an immediate rant video that we did right after we saw the film. So make sure to go ahead and check that out if you're interested in seeing my thoughts right after Madam Web. But this movie was horrible. I don't know how much more you can sugarcoat this. You can't even sugarcoat it. And then to say that it did well on Netflix, come on, do you know how much absolute trash gets released on Netflix all the time? And I this is no disrespect to the people who worked on certain things. It's not disrespect to actors or whatever. A lot of these decisions, a lot of these things, they come from executives or higher ups who make the final call on don't do that or do this or cut this out from the film or don't do that. And a lot of the time, the actors and some of the producers or even the editors, they just don't have a choice. An editor might have a vision about how he wants to cut the film, or a director might have a certain vision, and depending on the contract and how much control they have, there's not much they can do about it. They just kind of have to listen, and that's just how the industry has always been. Sometimes directors, a lot of the time, they have little say unless they have already made it clear from the jump that this is how they want a project to be done. A lot of the time, it always comes down to the studio. And sometimes sometimes not every studio is like this. Some studios are like, yeah, man, go for it. Do what you got to do. And then we get certain masterpieces. We get some movies from Christopher Nolan where he's allowed to do what he wanted to do with those movies and create masterpieces. We talking about Inception, right? We're talking about the Dark Knight trilogy. We're talking about movies like that, right? We're talking about Dunkirk, movies like that, or even Denis, right? With Dune. For the most part, they pretty much gave him a lot of control as to how he wanted that movie to how he wanted the movie to turn out. Sony, I don't know what the heck they doing, but there's a flip when it comes to Sony, right? And I'm gonna make another video about this actually, ironically after this, I'm gonna be talking about this. But Spider-Man, right? Into the Spider-Verse. There's no denying how amazing those two films have been, right? Into the Spider-Verse, and then now we have Beyond the Spider-Verse coming out. I will talk about that a little bit after this video, but it's we have those amazing movies. And so we know that once they give people the opportunity to create things the way they want to, that's what we get. We get two amazing films. But then we know why you made Madam Web, bro. Don't try to sit here and act like that movie was the best thing you ever. No, we know why you made it and why you released it anyway. Come on, man. Come on. I'm not even gonna get into that, but we know why it was released. Come on. There's a lot of bookkeeping that had to get done. Let's just put it that way. We all know that that's the reason why. So it's you cannot literally look, Tony, you won't look at me in the face and tell me that Madam Web was good, Tony. Tony, come on, Tony. Come on, Tony. Come on, Tony. The entire layout of the film, the script, the delivery, and it's nothing to do with Dakota. I like Dakota as an actress. I don't think nothing wrong with Dakota. I got nothing wrong with her, okay? Sydney Sweeney, I like Sydney Sweeney. I got no problem with her. I liked her in Anyone But You. That movie was really great. I reacted to that on the channel too with my wife, right? Great film, I liked it. Isabella Merced, I'm a huge fan of Isabella Merced. I can't wait to see her as Hot Girl in Superman, right? I like these actresses. I have nothing wrong with them at all whatsoever, right? Even Dakota was like, yeah, you know, she started throwing shade about the film. Like, she of herself started throwing shade about the film. So I don't know, man. I don't think, like, Tony, come on, Tony. Look at me in the face and tell me that you believe this. Come on, Tony. Stop lying to the people. Stop doing this. Stop. Nobody's believing you. Nobody's believing you, Tony. Like, some of the memes, man, some of the memes on this thing is hilarious. It was not a bad film. Adam Webb is a bad film. The look when, but you listen it anyway with Roman Reigns. Oh my Lord, man. I don't know, man. You cannot sit here and defend this, Tony. Tony, please, man. I'm trying to defend y'all. I'm like, I'm trying to defend y'all, bro. Don't say stuff like this. That make no sense. Like, don't do that, man. Like, this is like, say for what it is, dude. Like, anyways, yeah, let me know your thoughts down below in the comments and we'll move on from this, man. Come on, Tony. Come on, man.